Spencer, do you think you're more prideful or more prejudiced?
I think I'm more I'm more the middle of it.
See, no, there's no middle ground. You either have to be pride or prejudice.
Yeah, I've gone dark woke, and I'm a very centrist person.
You sound pretty prideful. I don't know. That sounds pretty prideful
no!
to me.
You got
prejudice.
Oh, okay. Anyway,
I'm only prejudiced against Quentin Tarantino now.
Yeah, no joke.
That's
apparently so is all. We're talking about Pride and Prejudice, but I want to do 2 minutes on that.
Paul Dano got those shooters, man. Because it came out in droves.
Not only did he shit in the same sentence, everyone's talking about the Paul Dano one, but in the same sentence, he also shit on Owen Wilson and Matthew Lillard.
Yeah,
like three
Paul
people
Dano's
who
is just so egregious.
Yeah, Paul Dano's is the most like aggressive one, but it's just.
It's also, bro. Do you understand the movie? That's kind of the point, my guy. Yeah,
yes,
the fact that he is this like weaker or like meeker version of Daniel Plainview. It's like they are polar opposites of the same fucking coin. Dude, you just read the movie right.
Yeah.
Well, asshole.
I just can't believe he would say this about SAG, because I have to imagine of all the guilds, SAG probably runs the deepest of people just being like, well, okay, now we're not working with that guy because apparently he's just going to shit on us all the time. Like,
absolutely insane. Like, absolutely insane.
Quentin Tarantino, you make great fan fiction movies, but you're kind of washed. Anyway, Pride and Prejudice.
Yeah.
Which is a movie I can't believe I hadn't seen yet, considering it's had like 12 cultural moments since its release, where like everyone rediscovers it every 2 years, which is fantastic. It deserves that. I really enjoyed this movie.
Yeah. It's what is your knowledge coming? You know, like having not before having seen this, had you read the book? Were you?
No.
What was your understanding of it culturally?
I knew most of the cast. This movie has such a stacked cast. Even I didn't know who everybody in it.
Crazy.
You know, like it's crazy. I watched Severance earlier this year. I finished not Severance. Sorry, Succession, another S-titled show. I watched Succession, so Matthew McFadden was on my algorithm, so I knew some of the little tidbits with him.
Also, you and me both are going to mispronounce his name the entire episode, so be prepared for that.
Is it McFadden?
McFadden. No, I'm pronouncing it McFadden.
Sorry,
I'm pronouncing
McFadden.
it McFadden. What? No, I'm not doing that. I'm
just going to call you Tom because that's who you are in Succession.
Yeah.
So yeah, I didn't know the plot. I don't think I really knew any of the hyper famous lines. I had seen a lot of shots from this movie because it is a very pretty movie.
Yeah.
Like specifically that one where she's walking across the bridge in the rain. I had seen many. Yeah, I had seen that one used a lot. So I was aware of it more as like an artifact of filmmaking.
Yeah.
And a note in people's careers that I like more than I was on its own terms, which is like a weird way to kind of know about a movie. But glad I saw it. Glad I watched it.
Yeah. I mean, for me, obviously I had some awareness before me and Meg got together, but then Meg watched it a few years ago and she became like genuinely obsessed with it. She watched it like every week for like a year almost. Like she watched it all the time. And then in that obsession, I watched it during that time and I was like, you know what? I get it. Like me and Meg genuinely rewatched this like a month or two ago. And then I rewatched it again for the podcast today. So like, I watched it yesterday.
I did. I went and looked at your reviews and how many times you had watched it. And I felt bad because I realized you had watched it earlier this year.
I'm the one who suggested it, brother. Like I'm happy to rewatch it. I love this movie. Like genuinely,
it also feels very like fall, beginning of winter coded in a way that like it shouldn't, because it isn't exactly in that time of year.
No,
like,
but it there's something about the tone, the vibe, that feels. I mean, it's very cozy. It's very like
I equate it a little bit to like Little Women in that way, where like Little Women takes place across the entirety of every season, and yet every winter is when I want to watch it. Every November, early December is when I want to watch Little Women.
Slight side story. Meg was me and Meg were hanging out. I had work I had to get done that night, and so I was like, here's the remote. You can turn on whatever you want. She turned on Little Women. I was like, okay, good. I wasn't really in the mood to watch Little Women, and so I was like, good. It's a movie I don't really want to watch. So I'm not gonna get like wrapped up. She got like 2 minutes in, and I was like fucking locked in. And I was like, I'm not moving an inch. I eventually had to move an inch and go do the thing I needed to do. But I was like, God, I forgot how good this freaking movie is.
Yeah, dude. I see. When I saw that one too, I had no idea what it was. I just knew I loved Saoirse Ronan and Florence Pugh and Laura Dern and all these people that were in it. And I knew my mom loved it. And I went and saw it with a bunch of my aunts, weirdly enough, my mom's sisters and like a cousin or two. We were all like hanging out around Christmas time. We went and saw it. And I walked out.
Saw it with Little Women. Why is that?
I did. I know. I was the solo straight man there. It feels like, and I walked out like
you were Lori.
Whoa. Yeah. Yes, I was Lori. Yes.
Why is that weird, bro?
Movie ruled. Anyway, for me, this genre is not really my bag as much. Like kind of this that era period piece romance movie. I just don't watch many of them. I have nothing against them. Like after I watched it, I was kind of thinking about the movie Emma with Anya Taylor-Joy. And I know I will really enjoy that movie. I just never think to watch it ever. So I just haven't seen it yet. And I don't know if you've seen that one, but that was the other one that I could equate it to.
That would be a movie we would do for the podcast.
And I'm super into that. It will get me to watch it. And I just don't know why. Like I've never watched one of these movies and just been like, oh, I don't care about this. But like there's just never like Barry Lyndon is not my now Barry Lyndon's not a romance. That's not what that movie is. But Barry Lyndon's not my favorite Stanley Kubrick movie like so many people. And I did enjoy it, but it's one of those that I'm like, I don't know if I'll watch this again for like 10 years.
But like
it's kind of weird
like era like
I'm just not as much my bag. Now that being said, Pride and Prejudice feels like amongst the best of those movies, and I definitely really liked it. It worked for me. It just had its 20-year anniversary, which feels crazy. This movie does not feel 20 years old. No, not like at all. I'm thinking of like those like shots where it's going through the entirety of the house, kind of just peeking in on little moments and stuff. You're just like, man, that doesn't feel like an old, like, I don't know, it's good shit.
It doesn't.
Now, I guess 2005 would we have the technology to do that shit? That's not what I'm saying.
We have the technology.
We have it.
But I mean, it is like it's not super flashy. Like
no,
it isn't super in your face. But then there are moments that feel kind of ahead of its time a little bit. But then also very much rooted in the past. Like again, it's not flashy. It's pretty simple a lot of the time. It has a couple tricks in its bag. Some work, some don't for me, and we can get into that. But as far as like the performances go, like absolutely rock solid. The only quibble anybody ever has is Donald Sutherland, his accent in this movie, which is really bad, but god damn it, he is so fucking good in this.
See, and I was about to say I loved Donald Sutherland in this movie, and I don't know if it's that I loved his character, but I thought he was great. Like
he's perfect.
Yeah.
People there's a pretty loud crowd of people who like this movie but hate Donald Sutherland in it. And I'm like, it's just because his accent is bad, but he is so good.
Yeah, he feels like a warm hug of a guy. Like but he's also so tired. Like I love that. But he's like a little exhausted and he feels like a titan to them but not the world, and I kind of like that. Like it's cool.
Yes.
I also just love Donald Sutherland. I think he's a great actor. I think everyone thinks he's a great actor. But that's funny. Well, in terms of performances then, Keira Knightley's best performance, I mean, kind of hard stop, or
I don't know. I mean, look, I haven't seen Atonement, and I think that would probably be like the other one.
You didn't see her Harry Potter Audible performance for the book?
No.
That's the thing she did.
At least my favorite Keira Knightley performance, like by
it is definitely I genuinely do love her in some of the Pirates of the Caribbean movies.
Oh yeah,
I think everyone in those movies is giving better performances than they're given credit for.
I agree with that.
If that makes sense. Like I think the movies get a lot of the credit when I think it's those actors, a la The Mummy. You know, The Mummy wouldn't be what it is without these very charismatic people. Anyway, you haven't watched Succession, right?
No, I have not.
That is Matthew McFadyen's best performance. Like he is unreal. Like that, it's the clip that goes around where he's like, "Just checking the till here." That is like the exact peak of it. But everything he does in that show is hysterical.
Yeah.
But I mean, Rosamund Pike, Donald Sutherland, Carey Mulligan, like this, just on and on and on, the number of wonderful performances in this movie, which I think is the staple of a period piece drama, is that it is a performance show off.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I think that is the number one thing you have to get right in these movies. The other thing that I really appreciate about this is I don't know if it's like tone or its overall kind of energy it's got going, but it's funny. It's not dry. Like, this movie is not dry. No. And that is something I think I bump up against on a lot of these movies, is like they feel like while they're filmmaking and gorgeous and the performances are great, they have an air of dryness about them because of the era, because of the, you know, the customs and all that stuff. But the scene when they're all like just hanging out at the house and they find out someone is coming and they like freak out and they're all like doing it, and then it just like cuts to them picturesquely sitting there with their like this perfectly composed shot of like, this is what women do all the time, isn't it? It's like, no, this is not. But
it's a great bit.
It is a great bit. It's got quite a few of those where I just am like, oh, this has such a good kind of vibe, energy, air and life to it that I think is maybe my favorite part of the movie, even more than like the plot and the story and the whatever. I appreciated that it took the time to be genuinely emotional, not just like pull at your heartstrings emotional, but like make you chuckle, make you kind of like lean back, be like, that was a good bit, that got me, that was funny. You know, I like that a lot.
It isn't just stuff that comes from the book or from the script. Like some of it's actually like using film language, like that hard cut, like exactly what you're describing.
Yes.
Like they're all rushing around, acting insane, and like the door opens, it's like Mr. Bingley, and then he walks through, and they're like perfectly picturesque. It's like that's a filmmaking language joke. Like that cut is the joke.
Yes.
And does that probably exist in some way in the original book? I don't know. Haven't read it. But like obviously there are lines and things that are being that are directly adapted from the book that are also funny. But the movie, Joe Wright, the director, doesn't like rest just on the jokes coming from the script. He also is adding things, emotionality from the camera work and from the editing and from the direction. Man, it's good shit.
Yeah. Good. Joe Wright really, that is one of the standouts in the movie too. Joe Wright's direction is just fantastic. Like,
yeah. Okay, here's a crazy thing. Matthew McFadyen, when he got cast, did not think he was handsome enough to play Mr. Darcy. Is that crazy?
Here's what I will say from his point of view. He is kind of, while incredibly attractive and incredibly hot, he is a bit of a unique kind of hotness. There's not a lot of dudes who look exactly like him. You know what I mean?
Right.
And I think, of course. No, I'm not disagreeing with you. I'm just saying from his standpoint, I guess I could get it. However, I will say this, like, when that dude smiles, oof, his sparkly little eyes, and he doesn't do it a lot in this movie because he plays kind of a curmudgeon who I love. Yeah. I'm obsessed with that guy. Are you kidding me? Yes, this is an insane thing for him to think, because he genuinely is like top tier attractive man.
He's perfect.
Yeah.
Like I cannot think of a better actor they could have picked to be Mr. Darcy in this. I mean, there's the 90s film adaptation with what's his name? Freaking Colin Firth. He plays Mr. Darcy in the 90s version. And like, I love Colin Firth. I don't see him fully the same as Mr. Darcy as Matthew McFadyen in this. Like, I just think he is so perfectly cast. Matthew McFadyen, I think he is the perfect level of hot. I think he's the perfect level of attractive. And then I also think he understands so deeply, like, who Darcy really is. You know what I mean? Like, where he has this, he does have this, you know, he puts out this outward view of strength and you know, resilience and what's the word? Stoic, you know, like he's the exact, but then underneath he's just this like little lover boy, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
like,
very romantic. He just wants to go hang out with his sister. Like,
yes. But the romance part of it that he's bad at, like, it's, you know, he has a lot of love for his friends, his family, and you know the object of his affection, which you know is Keira Knightley's character. What's her freaking name?
Elizabeth
Bennett. But he's just the actual romancing part of it is just not his strong suit. You know?
Well, and I love how they put it in the movie where he's like maybe, you know, conversing with those you aren't acquainted with is a talent you have, but it is not one, you know, however he puts that exact line. I really like how they put that because you could feel it like boiling in him. Yeah. I love his hair in this movie. Like how just kind of done, like it's not done up, but it's long and good shit. The scene with where Donald Sutherland is talking to Keira Knightley and he's like, I thought you hated the man. And like, she explains it and he starts crying and she's like, you really do love him. I love that was like, they put an emphasis on, he didn't really care about everything. He just cared that you loved him.
Yeah.
You know, you wanted to be, I thought that was very genuinely beautiful.
Dude, it's so funny how obvious it is that she is his favorite daughter.
Yeah.
He doesn't play at all about her. And he's like, I don't give a fuck. Let her go. To everybody else, he's like, I don't care. Like, other than the fact that, oh shit, what's her name? Is it Mary? Is that the character's name? The one that runs off and has the patched up marriage with
Lydia.
Lydia has the patched up marriage with Mr. Wickham.
Yeah.
Every single time we get to the scene with, you know, where it's raining and they're having like the fight.
Yes.
The big emotional scene in the movie. And she brings up Mr. Wickham and Matthew McFadden turns to her. It's like, Mr. Wickham. It's like my favorite line read in the entire movie because like it's you know his response, it makes a lot of sense, but out of context it's very funny.
It is quite funny. Well, speaking of that moment too, the thing that like starts that fight when they're in the reading room or the church or whatever it is, and she's talking to that guy and she's looking at him and then his eyes just kind of flutter to her like they do, like one like that, and then she looks away and it rack focuses onto her. Great. Oh, dude, I loved how that looked. I loved that moment.
I'm pretty sure they have. I mean, I don't think they do the rack every single time, but they do that moment like at least 2 or 3 times. Like the very first scene when he walks in, or the very first scene where they're together in the ball, where he shows up and he sees her and her eyes are down, and then she brings her eyes up, and then he turns. I think that's on a cut. But that moment where their like eyes aren't meeting is like the whole point of the movie, man.
It's a great,
like
great
they just
motif.
can't see eye to eye.
Yeah. Oh man, good stuff.
I saw a TikTok. I'll pull the creator's name here in just a minute. I saw a TikTok where he does videos specifically about like gay cinema, but not films made that are explicitly gay, but movies that were made that are very gay,
like queer coded movies, like movies
queer coded,
yes.
Exactly.
Okay, cool.
Like does like kind of specifically videos about that. He did a video, I saw it on TikTok where he had interviewed somebody who I don't know what their connection to romance movies are, but it was essentially like a podcast episode about romance movies specifically. And his guest, she was explaining like the reason that romance movies are good and interesting is because of the writing, but the fact that it is like romance movies are a negotiating language. Like it is, the entire thing is all the importance of language, of misunderstandings and being the way people say things correctly or incorrectly, and the way people hear things correctly or incorrectly. So that is every all the time that happens to me as a human being who lives in the world. I know it happens to you and everybody else listening. And so that is such an intrinsic part of communication in the real world that I feel like so few movies really get at the heart at, but like romance movies like this fully like show the breadth of I just love that description of negotiating language, because that is what this is. It's like they feel the same way about each other. They both like each other, but because they just can't say it right, they can't say it the way the other person needs to hear it, or they see a thing and misunderstand what that means. Like, he sees Bingley and her sister together, but he thinks that she doesn't like him. Like, it's just a misunderstanding because he doesn't know her. He doesn't know the way that she is. And it isn't until...
just the same with accepting someone else's take on a story and just making a judgment and never seeking the rest of the information based on your feelings, right? Like, that's great.
Yeah, and I think one of the things that like just is absolutely beautiful is the comparison of the first time he like describes his love for her versus the second time. So like that middle part of the movie where it's like raining and stuff versus the very, very like the second to last scene where, third to last, where he's, proposing the second time. Because the first time is, here are all the reasons why I shouldn't love you, but I do. And the second time is, here are all the reasons why I love you. Like, here are the things I'm willing to do for you and all the reasons why I love you, versus the first time where it was like, I shouldn't love you, but I do, which is an idea that is nice. You know what I mean? Or like, I can understand like why that would be an argument for him of like, here are the reasons why it shouldn't work, but it does. Yeah. But like, that is like the absolute wrong way to say it. The other thing that I love that happens in that scene, specifically in the rain, is like the fight completely happens. They've already talked about Wickham. Like he's about to walk away, and he looks at her deep in her eyes, and then he looks down at her lips, and then he moves forward a little bit as if he's going to kiss her. She moves forward too. Like they're about to kiss, but then he pulls back and it decides not to. It's like, if he just kissed her in that moment, would that have been enough? You know what I mean? Like, but he doesn't, it's like moments like that. Well, it's like, I bet a lot of money that is not in the book. That was either on the day or direction or in the script or in some capacity. But like that little tender moment of that, like they still, like, even after this hatred that they feel for each other, they still have such a strong connection that like even that is like bringing them closer to each other. Love that shit. This is a very good movie. I don't know if you could tell that I very much love this movie.
It is a very good movie. It's a cinematic gem from the early 2000s. It feels very timeless, which is nice.
Score. What are your thoughts on the score?
I mean, I really like it. There was never, I never was like, holy shit, but I'm sure if I listened to it again, I would be. But I like it. Is that what you bump on a little bit or?
No, not at all. Love the score. I love it. It's like, it's very like cyclical and repeated in a way. Like, like the movie isn't super focused on seasons and the cyclical like it isn't super focused on. It has a couple of moments where that is kind of highlighted, but I do genuinely love like how often and repeated some of the like musical motifs are. But I think it is a great example of like pulling, the music of the era, but maybe not necessarily the exact same instrumentation. Cause like some of the, instruments might be slightly different or arranged slightly differently, but like using like probably more accurately, like Regency era, like, pieces, but, performed and, recorded in a more, up to date, in a more up to date way, which I really appreciate and I really love. Was there anything that you didn't like? Was there anything that like didn't work for you?
Oh, I don't know. I don't know. I've watched it once, so like obviously I'm not like
I've seen
I'm
it
not
like 10 times. So I've got like a couple of very specific things.
I don't look. I had a very hard time with the mom character, and I know that's the point, but
God.
like it went a little far for me. Where I was like, I'm having this is going. You're being too effective, I think. But that was kind of my only real thought.
Maybe the most annoying mom in cinema history.
Yeah, she frustrated me a lot.
Oh God, she's the worst. She's just the worst.
And I know that's the point. I know she's supposed to be that, but
so exactly the point. Like, but
it doesn't make it any less frustrating. You know, like
I think we have all had mothers like that in our lives. Not necessarily our mothers, but we have seen mothers like that in our lives. I can think of a couple examples, and I think she nails a lot of it. Whether that's the writing or the performance or both. I mean, like, the performance is great. She's so goddamn annoying. She's so annoying, but I do love her.
Yeah. That's kind of the only thing I can really like throw out that I felt where I was like, okay. But what about you? What are you?
That's like the point.
Yes, of course. Yeah.
So like it works, but at times it's like, all right, man, chill out, lady.
Let's spend 30 less seconds on this, please. Like,
yeah.
Anyway, yeah.
I have two things, and they're both like such nitpicky little weird, annoying things. One is there's a couple of green screen shots which are baffling to me. One is like near the end of the movie where she's like walking out into like right before. Oh, the other thing that I love is she walks a lot. Like literally there's like a moment where, she walks from her house to where, to Bingley's, estate. And she's like, did you walk here? And she's like, yeah. At the end of the movie, when Mr. Darcy comes to see her, he walks. He doesn't take his horse. He doesn't take a carriage. He walks. He walks to see her. Lovely. What a lovely decision. Anyway,
I didn't even pick up on that. It's great. Great point.
In that moment, right before that, where she's like standing out and just like, outside the house, there's like this baffling moment where she's on green screen for no reason. And then it cuts to her in the real location. And it's so weird.
But that was a pickup. Like they were like, we need something.
For sure. There's like two moments and then there's another one where I think she's standing like on the cliffs, like right before she goes to Darcy's estate. Like she's traveling with her aunt and uncle. And like she's standing on the cliffs and there's this beautiful wide shot and then it cuts to a close up and it's so obviously green screen and it drives me nuts. And then the other moment is it just kind of doesn't work for me. Every time I watch it, I'm like, this is such a weird choice to do it this way. It's after they have the big fight in the rain. She goes back to the house and she's looking at herself in the mirror. And then the time changes. Like you can see she's like looking at herself in the mirror and the sun like sets all in one shot. And then Darcy walks up behind her and gives her the letter. And then like he starts reading it, but she's reading it. And then she like turns and it cuts and he's still that moment is just very strange to me. I don't know why they decided to cut it like that or
no clue.
It was a choice that just doesn't fully work for me. And I always thought it was a little strange. What is she actually doing in that moment? Is she actually just staring in the mirror when he drops off the letter the entire, like for hours? Or I don't know what that's trying to say. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah. I have no idea. I'd have to go back and rewatch that moment. Yeah.
Yeah. That one specifically, I was just like, that's a strange moment.
Weird.
Anyways. I'm trying to think of other things that I desperately love. Mr. Bingley, I don't know the actor's name, is so adorable and perfect. He's so awkward and
Simon Woods. His name is Simon Woods.
Perfect.
He was wonderful. Yes, Bingley. I thought he was very good. Yeah.
I mean, like, just across the board, there's like not a single person miscast. Like, Bingley's sister is like, I can't remember her name either. Such a bitch in the perfect way. Like, she's so mean.
Kelly Riley.
Yeah, I mean, she's so mean, and judgmental and prejudiced. And proud.
Yes.
And no, I think she is also incredible. All of the sisters are all perfectly cast and annoying in all the perfect ways that sisters can be, and fun and adorable in ways that sisters can be. I mean, good movie, man.
Yeah, this movie taught me that if you're rich enough, you can be really pathetic and curmudgeon-y and still have someone fall in love with you. Was that the lesson I was supposed to take?
The real world could have taught you that one, brother.
Yeah, well, I learn through movies. I'm a visual learner.
Elon Musk has like 30 children, and he's the worst sack of shit on the planet.
He paid for all those.
I mean, fair.
Talking about true love.
Okay, fair. All right, fair.
No, but he is. That is the thing that I love about Mr. Darcy so much is you're kind of pathetic and you're kind of like miserable, and I'm kind of obsessed with you. Like,
yes. The other thing we have not discussed. The other thing we have not discussed. The hand.
The hand. What is
the hand shot? The hand shot. Do you not know what I'm talking about?
No.
Oh my God! Did you watch this with Breck, or did you watch this by yourself?
No, I watched it by myself.
Oh God, the hand shot. Okay, so Rosamund Pike's character gets sick. Her whole family comes to pick her up. They all get in the carriage to leave, and Matthew McFadden, or Mr. Darcy, helps Elizabeth get into the carriage. And as he's walking away, he like flexes his hand.
Oh, this thing?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. I did think that was weird. I thought that was going to be like a tick. Like it was a thing. No, like he had a damaged
just the
hand.
Sexiest thing. It's like just that's the hand that helped her up. That handed her, that was holding her hand, and it was like, oh, I love it. That is like maybe the most famous shot in the movie.
That's funny. Cool, because watching it, I did very much go like, huh, okay, cool. I assumed it was going to be some kind of like humanizing thing for him, that he like broke his arm as a child and it hurts or something, and so that's like a tick. No, it's just sexy.
The fact that he held her hand. He touched her
hand.
And
then he's like, ooh, pretty girl. Ooh. Like,
literally.
So
I absolutely love. I mean, I'm pretty sure there's like a behind the scenes thing on that, like, or like Matthew McFadden was just doing it, and then like Joe Wright pointed a camera at it. I think that could be right. Don't quote me on it. I'm not studied as well as Megan is. I could call Megan in here and she could tell me instantly.
Explain it all. Yeah.
But hand shot, man. Oh, it's so good.
Yeah, no, that is very good. Yes,
it's like that kind of thing. It's like that's like not something that would be in the book, but like it's either, I don't think that's in the script, but like they found that on the day, and it's just like such a perfect encapsulation of Mr. Darcy. Of like, look, he has this like really like his feelings are so strong, but like the only way he can externalize it is by flexing his fucking hand because he touched a pretty girl's hand. Yeah. Oh, it's so good. Shit. I love this movie.
Good shit. It's genuinely a very good movie. I this will be one that I do think I will rewatch. Is kind of along with like Little Women. I will check this one out. Once every other year or something like that.
These are like so in the same vein of like emotional, but like comfort and fun and
kind of like warm blanket movies. Like you just want to wrap yourself up in them.
Yeah. Like I think Little Women is like a little bit more emotional. Like, I mean, nobody dies.
Little Women has like straight up tragedy in it. Yeah. Like it's and it's a it's not a romance in the sense of like you need to find the person you love. It's different than that. Like that is where Little Women goes, but it's not about that. You know what I mean?
Right.
It's a bit more of a self-actualization story than it is a find your love romance story. Yeah. And also, Little Women has Tracy Letts, who I love desperately.
We all love Tracy Letts, baby.
Gotta love character actor and playwright Tracy Letts.
Yeah. Famous character actor Margot Martindale, and famous character actor and playwright Tracy Letts.
Tracy Letts, yeah. There's this great. A playwright. He wrote Bug.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, so he wrote Bug, and that's how he became friends with Friedkin. Yeah. Well, he wrote Bug, but there's this great meme where it's like a cartoon guy looking all put out, and it's like, oh, pop icon Justin Bieber, and then it's that same guy spitting out his food, and it's a picture of Tracy Letts, and he's like, is that beloved playwright and actor Tracy Letts? And it's the most me-coded meme of all time, because I love Tracy Letts. I love him in Ford v Ferrari. He's very good in August Osage County. Like,
he's good in everything he's in.
He is. And he's married to Carrie Coon. This is now just a Tracy.
That is such a crazy, those two together. Like, I haven't actually seen them together. It's so crazy to me to think that they're together, but also I see it.
Together with children. Like,
with children.
Yeah, I legitimately have never seen them in a photo together and anything together. He's much older than her, but like they met when they were both very much adults. Like, yeah,
it's not like Carrie Coon is 22.
No, she's in her mid 40s and he's in his 60s. Like, it's fine. I told Breck, if you ever stumble across it, one of, those like Jeff Probst shirts where it's like all the Jeff Probst on the t-shirt from different. If you ever find a Tracy Letts one, I want it.
Fucking hell yeah!
Wouldn't that be awesome?
That would be amazing.
No one would ever get it, but when you did find someone who got it, they would need to be your new best friend. Like
100%. That's testing the waters. You're seeing who's real with that one.
Yeah. Anyway, that's been 5 minutes on Tracy Letts.
Any other thoughts on the movie? Any lessons or anything like that?
No, I'm excited to revisit it. Kind of like pick up on some of those little, like, you were talking about the walking thing. I didn't even pick up on that. Like, I just kind of this one very much like washed over me.
There's so many little details like that.
But just pointing out sake, the costume design and the production design is all absolutely stunning.
Yeah.
It fully immerses you in this time and place in a way that is very important for a movie like this. So very good.
I'm pretty sure, like, I would imagine these costumes are not like 100% accurate or anything like that.
No.
So gorgeous. Like, I think that it's important for a lot of these films that aren't going for 100% like realism. Like, this movie is not going for realism. To find a balance between like accuracy and like comfort with a modern audience, and I think this movie like perfectly strikes that in all the decisions it makes when it comes to costuming and production design, staging, things like that.
I'll also point out, just because the box office, and this will be part of a B segment we talk about very briefly. This movie was $28 million. This is the budget of the movie. And it grossed worldwide $128 million. Yeah. If you tried to put a movie like this in theaters now that wasn't Downton Abbey, it would not make any money at all. Like, it would just be a box office bomb. Yeah. I'm trying to think of the last one that wasn't a Downton Abbey movie that was very, very successful. And this is incredibly successful. Anyway, just something to point out too, that like the times have really shifted, but I do think movies like this are worth making, and from a craft level alone, very good. But yeah, anyway, should we move on to our B segment, or is there anything else?
I think for me, lessons wise,
lessons.
The importance of language, like negotiating language, like the fact that every conversation they're having, or every fight they're having, is a negotiation. Like, is again, that dichotomy between the first time he says he loves her to the ending of the movie. I mean, even the very last scene where what should I call you? What endearments?
What should I call you when I'm cross with you?
Yes. Yeah. Like that. Even that moment, it's like they're negotiating what her pet name is going to be, and also one of the sexiest moments in cinema history. That I think is so important, and that is like, this movie absolutely nails that. And then the other thing I would add is kind of like what you mentioned earlier of like, this movie it's funny, it has jokes. Yeah, the jokes are not just script; they're also direction. Is also the cut, is also, like, it isn't just resting on the laurels of it being one of the most famous novels of all time. It has things to add to it. And I think that's like one of the most important pieces of an adaptation, is not just saying like, oh, I love that thing, I want to make it too. I love that thing, what can I add to it to either make it better, or to make it fit with a modern audience, or to make it fit the medium that you're adapting it to, I think is incredibly important, and what this movie nails.
Legitimately, negotiating with the source material. You know, like
Yeah.
I heard it put that way once, where it's like the best adaptations are really companion pieces to the source material.
Yes.
And I've always agreed with that. I've always like just as the example that everyone uses, I don't want to give this too much face time, but like Harry Potter, the Harry Potter books and movies, very different. Lord of the Rings books and movies, very different.
Yeah.
But like the best adaptations are the one, like Lord of the Rings is a great example, where it's like it just took some of the like time frame that the books happen across, which is just this vast amount of time, and just went, that's going to be really hard to telegraph on film, so we're going to condense all that down. It's in conversation with medium and with idea and with storytelling and thematics, and like, you know, as a book these themes work really well, but as a movie they don't, so let's find the other themes that will and really pull those out and make it just a different experience while being mostly the same story. Think that's a great way to put, you know, it's like you talk about negotiation, it is negotiating with the source material. I think that's very interesting. Cool. Good stuff. Good stuff.
segment?
B segment, let's do it.
Well,
do we want to do the depressing one first or the happy one
No,
first?
we'll do the depressing one last. We reached out to our audience, to our wonderful fans and friends, to give us some questions to answer for the pod. So we have some questions here from our adoring listeners. The first one here is from Julia. It's been a trend on TikTok making fun of actors for being quote unquote pretentious for their Letterboxd top 4 choices. So if you were on a red carpet and Letterboxd interviewer stopped you to ask you for your top 4, what would you say? Would Shane stick with the top 4 he currently has, or maybe change one in the moment? Spencer's top 4 changes monthly. So what do you think you would say?
Okay, so yeah, Julia is one of my favorite people, by the way. Very, very wonderful, wonderful person.
Shout out Julia.
Mine would depend. Like, I see the trend where actors often change it based on the project they're in.
Yeah.
That would be how I would change mine. Like if I did, you know, I'm trying to think, what's a short film we just did that we haven't released yet, we're still like editing and stuff. I would tailor it around that kind of thing, where I'm like, oh, it's kind of got this like weird, it's like the modern day, it's The Witch, you know, Robert Eggers' The Witch meets Jennifer, whatever, right? Like you just do that. That's what I would do.
Yeah.
In general, like I'll literally read my Letterboxd top 4 right now. My top 4 also changes based on what I watched the previous month.
Yeah.
So it's my 4 favorite watches of the previous month. So like this month it is Begonia, Wick is Pain, House, and Wake Up Dead Man. Those were like the 4 new movies I hadn't seen before that really spoke to me last month. So it would be something like that. It'd either be recent watches or that. Yeah.
My top 4 currently, I haven't updated this in a while. Maybe I would update this. Maybe I won't. I don't know. Arrival, Moneyball, Blade Runner 2049, and Everything Everywhere All at Once. I like the idea of kind of changing it based on the project. I don't like... Yeah. Mine are not pretentious at all, I don't think. Like, I don't know. I think none of those movies are very pretentious. Like maybe Arrival's the most pretentious, but like it's not like I'm pulling out Cassavetes.
Very,
you know what I mean?
Yeah, it's a very commercial movie, Arrival. You know, like
right. So from that perspective, like maybe, you know, depending on the project, I might switch out Moneyball for something that like actually is appropriate to that, like you said, appropriate to the project.
Well, yeah, it's like if I were to do really my top 4 favorite movie, I have a list on Letterboxd of like my 30 favorite movies. But if I were to do my like legitimate, here's the ones to get to know me, it would be like Rocky and Seven and like still not very pretentious movies. I think calling an actor pretentious for liking quote unquote pretentious movies says way more about the person saying that. You know what I mean? Like, I think pretentious, like Ethan Hawke has this great interview he did where Ethan Hawke, who's one of the best interviews ever, like listen to him talk. He just gets he's fun. I like Ethan Hawke. But he just talked to me, he's like, let yourself be pretentious. Why is it wrong to care about, you know, you can care about a Marvel, and this has been my philosophy on like movie making and stuff I enjoy. It's why I like so much stuff. It's because I enjoy a Marvel movie just as much as I enjoy a Scorsese movie. Like we always try to pit those two against each other. It's like just like both. You know what I mean? Like And I always tell people, it's like, if you like a particular Marvel movie, like if you like Winter Soldier or whatever, that's kind of like doing a spy thriller send up. It's like, go watch all these other spy thrillers. You know what I mean? Like, use it as a gateway. Use each one as a gateway. Go watch a bunch of Scorsese movies and then go watch the movies that he inspired. Like, I think the idea of pretentious is really frustrating because, like, I'll talk about movies to like my family and stuff, and you can just watch their eyes glaze over the second it's not just, that was cool, that was dumb. Like, they don't want to actually hear it, but that's not your fault. That's not this actor's fault. Be pretentious. If you have quote unquote art house taste, talk about your art house movies. Don't let that be the, deciding factor, the annoying. Like, don't let the people who don't want to engage and have actual media literacy and discuss art stop you from doing that, because that's so important, is to actually talk about these things. Anyway, I don't know. That's a great answer.
I had a boss in the past where every year it was like Oscar season. You'd always complain, it's like, all these freaking movies, like, nobody's ever heard of them. Like, nobody's watching these movies. Like, why are these the ones that are being nominated for Best Picture? It's like, because you said it yourself, because they're nominated for Best Picture, not for Most Popular Picture. Like, now, huge grain of salt. The Oscars are not known for their perfect choices, through the years of actually picking the Best Picture.
But if it was popular, it would be a Marvel movie every year. And it's like, the Marvel movie's not the best movie of the year. I'm sorry.
And they already won. They already, you know what I mean? Like, they already, that Avatar just got $1 billion at the, you know what I mean? Like, why does it also need Best Picture? Like, like, if Avatar was the best movie of the year, then it deserves Best Picture. But it wasn't. Like, that was not the best movie in 2009.
Now, it's like, if Dune Part 2 won Best Picture, that made all the money in the world, and also is one of the best movies of the year, of that given year.
I could make the argument that was the best movie that came out that year, because there's like, it isn't just the most popular movie, and even then, Dune 2, not the most popular movie that year. So I that has always frustrated me. I mean, this is kind of tangential, but to your point, like, why love the movies you love? If they're art house and nobody's heard of them, you're allowed to love them. I think where some of that comes from is I feel sometimes it feels false when people are pulling these movies that are like, and I don't know if they are or not. I couldn't point out an actor that I think, like, or director or writer, whoever is being interviewed, where it's like they're pulling out these very like eclectic mix of underground cinema. I don't, I couldn't pull out one that I think is false. I think that's where that comes from, though. Is people, because like, oh, you don't like Marvel, that means you're lying. You're just trying to sound pretentious. I think a lot of these movies, in the way that, like, when you work in an industry, you understand it better than others, and you have a deeper knowledge of it than others. I think that is the exact case with actors and directors and filmmakers. They've seen more movies than you.
You're talking to artists. Of course, they're going to appreciate the artistic stuff, not just the populist stuff. Not saying populist stuff isn't artistic, but
correct.
I think you're exactly right. It's like, just because they've seen more movies than you and understand movies and appreciate movie making more than you, it doesn't mean that it's pretentious. It just means they know more than you about this specific subject of their craft. Like, it's fine. Don't let it make you feel inferior for some reason.
I mean, it's like, I have very strong opinions about, like a carpenter. I'm sure a carpenter has very strong opinions about tools. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Like the brands and types of one type of drill bit versus another. Using a Forstner bit as opposed to I can't remember, another hole saw or something like that. Like you've got very specific. If they were to ask you your top 4 drill bits, I'm sure you'd have a very strong opinion, and to an outside observer would sound pretentious, but it's because you know the craft, you know what's best, because you live it on a day-to-day basis. All right. Next question. What movies made you fall in love with filmmaking?
What movies made me fall in love? So that is very much, I think, Rocky made me fall in love with story.
Yeah.
You know, it was one of the first times in my life I really engaged with something as a piece of fiction, not just as a piece of like, you know, when you're a kid, you watch kids' movies, they're just kind of, you don't think of this as, oh, somebody made this up. You just think of it as a thing that exists, right? So Rocky was one of those first times where I engaged with a character and I felt with a character and I went, oh, that guy also wrote this? That's crazy, right? Yeah. So it was that one. And then I think Lord of the Rings is the cliche answer where it's like you watch this and you're like, oh, this feels so handmade in all of the best ways, and like, oh, they're all miniatures, and so it's all this forced perspective stuff to make the actors look shorter, and it's like, how did somebody figure that out? You know, it's like those kinds of things I think are the big ones. Steven Spielberg, talk about unpretentious people, right? Steven Spielberg makes really unpretentious movies, but if you really watch them, like his Spielberg Oneer, you know, like these like. They start as a close-up, they turn into that. It's like you realize, like, oh, this is so economical to do this. Like, I think Jaws is a big one for me. Was that too? Where I was like, wait a minute, so they're doing this, and oh, that hard cut there, and him backing into frame. It's like, oh, they're moving. The camera's shit like that. Those were the big ones for me. I think like Rocky, Lord of the Rings, Jaws, pretty much all Spielberg. But those would be a lot of the ones for me. Fincher. I mean, as I got older, Fincher was that. Seven was that. But yeah.
For me, the first movie that made me fall in love with like cinema and what cinema was capable of. This is an answer I don't love saying at this point. But Pulp Fiction, like I watched that when I was in middle school, and it was like the first time I'd seen a movie like play with the format of cinema. You know, the way that it played with that movie plays with structure. It's very new to me. Like that idea that you could tell this movie like completely out of order, you know? And it make the movie better, and it make the movie more interesting, and it tell the story in a different way, and it makes you view these characters in a different light. Like that really made me want to make movies. Like that was the movie that really made me like want to do it. The next one on my list for that was Seven. I remember I was sitting in the kitchen in my house growing up, and that we had just a little TV in the corner of the room, and I was like flipping through channels, and I saw Seven. I caught it, I think near the beginning of the movie, but not at the very beginning of the movie, and I was like, whoa, what the hell is this? And I watched it for like 45 minutes sitting in the kitchen of my house, and my mom was like, oh yeah, this is a good movie. And I was like, this movie fucking rules. I like ran into my room so I could put it on my TV and finish watching it there. And just like absolutely fell in love with it. And that kind of like Fincher's like precision of the camera and storytelling, and like the way that he makes movies. Like I just fell in love with his camera, the way that he moves it, the way that he tells stories, like just like showed me kind of like, and I think Fincher and Tarantino are like polar opposites in a lot of ways, and like those two really kind of made me fall in love with how one could tell, and they tell kind of similar stories a lot of the time, and yet they're so completely different. That kind of made me fall in love with the idea of making movies myself.
Yeah, that's a great answer.
Next question. What are your favorite local or student films you've seen? I'm talking stuff less than 1,000 views on YouTube. As far as, we also asked for recommendations. As far as the recommendations, Cowboy Bebop. We will do Cowboy Bebop soon.
We are doing Cowboy Bebop soon. That'll be a New Year's one, like in the new year. So in terms, you and I are in fortunate situations where we know a lot of creative people who make these things. So I went to film school, so I've seen a lot of really good film projects come out. Yeah. In terms of the under 1,000 views,
that part's gonna be hard to hit.
That is really hard to hit because the ones that come into your knowledge are not that. I'm attempting to find my list of short films. Can you?
There's one that I can think of, and you might be able to help me remember the name of it, but I cannot remember the name of it sitting here now. We had a short film that was shown at the Dallas International Film Festival's high school division. Our short film got the Audience Choice Award, by the way.
It sure did.
There was one film that was also showing that I thought was genuinely incredible. I cannot, for the life of me, remember what that shit was called. But
Neither
it was
can I.
like, but you know which one I'm talking about.
I know which one you're talking about because I remember you freaking out about it at the time, and I was like, "That was very good." Yeah,
it was so cool. It was short, and it was like this. I genuinely can't even really remember the story. I just remember how certain things were framed. It like played with like flashing. Like there's this moment where like this guy comes across somebody in the woods who's like murdering somebody, and it is told specifically through like the lights are flashing on and on in a way that would like give somebody like somebody with epilepsy would like seize watching. But it was like, we see the axe being like the guy chopping with the axe in flashes. And it is just like the score was incredible, and it was just like the craft by this high schooler, I just thought was genuinely incredible. I cannot remember the name of it. If I can think of the name of it, or if I can find it, I will put it in the description. We'll put it in the description, because I just thought it was incredible, and I sought out that guy after the screening to be like, dude, that was incredible, absolutely incredible. Because we won Audience Choice Award, and in my opinion, that guy deserved it. Like that was like ours had more of like a story. His was a lot more like
ours had a twist. It was like a. Well, okay, so I'll throw one. Some people I know were in these, so that's part of it. That's how I discovered them. But on Letterboxd, they have very few views. Like very few people have logged them. It's a guy named Ryan Valdez. He is really talented. He made this short, and it's on YouTube. It's called "Make It Stop." And it's really cool. It's a really simple little short. One of my very good friends is in it, but it's just got a couple really cool little effect things that I think are awesome. It's an interesting premise, like a therapy session is all it is. It's like but with a horror twist. So that's one that I really like. Same guy. He said, "Oh
yeah, that one's a good one."
It is cool. There's another one called "We Got a Dog," by him as well. And We Got a Dog is just a really weird short film, but it kind of freaks me out. Yeah. So it's a cool one. That's another one you should check out. A guy named Jacob Hamblin. I went to school with him. We were friends in the program and stuff. And he is maybe the best director I know. Like the stuff that dude pulls off is just crazy and high production value. His stuff has become a little more popular because he's gotten really good festival runs. So I don't know what of his would be on, like the most recent one, if you can find it, I think it might be on like a Vimeo or something now, but it's Till Death Do Us Part. It's a black and white short film about, it's kind of like it's like a weird gothic love story. It is really good. It had a huge kind of festival run. It's a really good one. I'm going to shout out Ours Garbage Night, I think is really cool, and I wish more people had seen it.
I agree.
I really like Garbage Night. I like Attic Box too. One of my favorite
things we've ever worked on is Garbage Night. Like I think that one came out, that was like such a fun night, and it came out like so much better than like I just liked it so much more in the final product than I think I thought I would originally.
Yeah,
and I think that segues perfectly into what will be our last question here. Do you guys have favorite musicals, plays / shows that you've seen or done? I'll kick this one off. The best theater going experience I've ever had was I went and saw at the Kalita Humphreys here in Dallas. I went and saw a show called Fly By Night. Fly By Night? I think so. It was a musical. It was actually it wasn't the premiere because it had been shown once before, but it was a premiere of it. And it's a musical that takes place in the 1960s during the New York City blackout. And it was one of the I'm literally getting chills thinking about it. It was one of the best musicals I've ever seen in my entire life. After it was in Dallas, it did an off-Broadway run, and it just wasn't that successful. Part of that, in my opinion, was the casting that they did for the off-Broadway one. I think it was super miscast, because genuinely, I think the cast that was in the Dallas production was incredible, because it was the main actor was like a indie rock singer, and he was an incredible singer. They had an actual indie rock band that was the band, the live band for the show. It just like every single performance was incredible. I think the music in that show is beautiful. And then I think when it went off Broadway, they stripped some of that, kind of indie rock vibe from it and made it a little bit more like musical and a little less like interesting. And I think the lead character was super miscast in the off Broadway production. Seeing that in the theater when I was in high school was like a genuinely a formative experience for me, because I just thought it was absolutely incredible. There's a lot of really cool stuff that they did with staging and lighting and things it takes place during the New York City blackout. So like they did some interesting stuff with the lights and stuff. And it was incredible. I absolutely loved it.
Yeah. For me, there's this one I saw in LA. It's kind of like a immersive kind of thing. I'm going to show this. It's called Cages. So this is kind of me being a bit mean. You can't watch this anymore. The guy, I have feelings on this. The guy who did it took it to London and it collapsed in London. It didn't work in London. But when I saw it in LA, I knew some people in it, and they were like, you got to come see this. So we went out and saw it. And dude, it is one of the most technologically advanced live experiences I've ever had. Like, I believe they had like a bunch of patents on all this technology. They're full characters in this musical that are all pre-recorded. They're footage, and they just project it in a way and fit you in a way, and the actors move in a way where you kind of just buy that they're just there, that it's just an actor on stage. Like, they do all of this stuff with like lighting in the audience. So there's this like plume of fire scene where it starts on the stage, and then there are LED lights all along the walls, so it rolls out over the walls like you're being engulfed in the flames. Like that kind of stuff. Just the entire show was like that. The music is really cool and weird. Like, there may be a recording of this. You can look into that. I don't know if it's still up or not, but it's genuinely one of those shows where I was like, oh, this is fantastic. Like, I wish this was still going so people could still see it. Yeah. Like, it got quite a cult following in LA. Like, I know quite a few like celebrities bought out showings of it to just take their friends and family.
That's cool.
But like during intermission, you would go out and all the actors would be out there, and there's all these immersive experiences you can do. And like, to get in, you go in groups. And so you go in the entrance with like 6 people. And then there's a little bit of a performance show thing, and then this door opens, and a hidden door opens, and you walk into a bar where it's done up like the world of the thing. And so there's a bar, and there's all these like trees and wooden planks and people walking around with lanterns, like not talking to you, just like looking at you and walking away. And during intermission, they'll pull you off into side rooms and do little experiences with you. It's great. It's a genuinely fantastic experience that I think that's what like live theater needs, is more cool shit like that.
Yeah.
Anyway, that was really good. Cages is fantastic.
Anything that you've done that you want to talk about?
No, like I'm not a very good actor. I was never a very good actor. I was in Legally Blonde.
I disagree. I think you were a very good actor, but
that's very kind of you. I was in Legally Blonde, and that was fun. I played like 5 characters. I was Kyle the UPS guy, and Dewey and the professor. So I had like a million costume changes, and that was a really fun. The Bald Soprano. I did the Bald Soprano.
That was one I was going to highlight. I thought you were
that, and then the one show I think I was pretty good in was Arsenic and Old Lace. I played Mortimer Brewster, and it's like just that was a show I really loved. I got like an award at a competition for that one. That was the one time I was like, I think I got this guy down.
Yeah.
But I
were great in that.
I miss performing. I don't miss like everything else about acting. Like all this, you know what I mean? Like, I don't have really much of an interest in doing it on film. Like I would love to try again someday and just be in something where all I have to do is be in it. I don't have to worry about anything else, but I'm not pursuing that. I just am curious about it more than anything. But yeah, those would be the ones I was in.
I think the one that I would bring up was in my senior year of high school, my theater did a show called Storm in the Barn. It was our UIL. If you're not from Texas, that's our like theater. Well, it's all of our academic or athletic competitions are done through UIL.
A one act play competition is what the theater one was.
It's the UIL one act play competition is the largest theater competition in the world.
Makes sense.
We did a show called Storm in the Barn. It was the first time in like 10 years that our theater had gotten outside of, because you do it in stages. So if there's like zone, district, region, area, whatever, I can't remember the order. It was the first time we had gotten out of our district in like 10 years or something like that. It was because my stupid theater director finally decided to do a one act play instead of trying to adapt a 2-act into a 1-act.
Yeah.
She was a fucking moron. So the tech director picked it and was like, hey, we should do this. And then we did it and we went all the way to state with it. That was how good it was. So, which is like the final point in the competition. But that one was just like genuinely an incredible experience just because like the show, like the original production of it had, I can't remember the name of the band. There was music done by a like bluegrass, like folk band. Oh, I cannot remember the name of it. And we were able to get permission from the band to use their music and also perform their music. So, we were able to perform some of the music pieces like live on stage, and it was really, really, really incredible. There was some like scenes where it takes place during like the Dust Bowl in like the 20s and 30s, so it's about like this kid like in his dying town, and he's like has these fights with this like fake storm monster in a barn. And man, all those moments that we had, like where he's like fighting this monster in the bar, is just genuinely incredible. Like I thought we really, really, really nailed that one. That was a really rewarding experience to be a part of.
Good shit. I saw that one. It's very good.
Yeah, you can see it. It's on YouTube if you want to find it. Go look at 18-year-old Shane acting like a haggard 40-year-old man.
Aren't you always at heart like,
dude? Especially then, at every single show, I was the dad or the patriarch, or like I was always we did every show. I was some old man. I was just some old man in every single show. Anyways, so C segment. Do we want to talk about Warner Brothers really quickly?
Just to talk about Warner Brothers super quickly, they have been acquired by Netflix. Now, this is not a set in stone, done deal. They have to get approved for it. They have to finish negotiating. It will probably be 2 years before this is set in stone, if it becomes set in stone. This is terrible. Yeah. This is the worst thing that has happened to the film industry, to not only the film industry as an industry, but as an art form. Yeah. In 50 years, if not more. This is catastrophic. And if you don't know that, like, check in. You know what I mean? Like, go look at genuinely what the SAG is doing it. I believe the Screen Actors are doing it. I believe the DGA is doing it. They're all mobilizing to try to be like, please don't do this. Like, this will hurt you. It will hurt us. It will hurt the entire industry. If they're going to Netflix to do this, they're going to Congress to do this, I believe. This is bad. I mean, like, first and foremost, it is going to cost, the Disney-Fox merger cost something like 4,000 jobs, something like that.
Yeah.
This will cost...
The only thing that comes from mergers and acquisitions are layoffs and price increases. That is the only thing that comes from these deals. Like, there's nothing positive about this.
This is going to cost probably an equivalent number of job losses, if not more, because Netflix is all about streamlining shit, even if it hurts everything about it. So that is the worst thing that's going to come of this.
Yeah.
The theater industry, it took them 5 minutes to go, oh, we're going to keep movies in theaters, but we're going to make it more consumer friendly, which means they're going to kill theatrical runtimes. The only thing that I can hope will happen is that the Academy really stands up on that one and goes, nope, it has to be in theaters for 60 days to qualify for the Academy Awards. Has to play in more than just 2 markets also. It has to play in 4 markets or 5 markets.
Yeah.
I don't think that's going to happen.
No, I don't think so either.
But that's the only way to fight that. So the film industry is fucked. Like the theatrical exhibition industry is fucked if this happens. Especially because Warner was having a banner year.
That's the part of it that just makes zero sense to me. Why?
It's David Zaslav is catching a giant check, and then he's going to get his shareholders a giant check.
Yeah,
and they don't care about that. But that is the newfound. Did you watch Drew Gooden's video? His most recent video?
No, I
highly recommend.
Yeah,
highly recommend, because he talks about the history of why CEOs are like this now.
Yeah,
and it all tracks back to like one dude who started this. One dude who really famously started it, I should say. It's like kind of a hyper-simplification of what the actual thing is. But these CEOs just come in, give themselves enough bonuses that they're taken care of for multiple generations of their families, and then leave everything worse than they found it. Yeah. You know, there's no pride in building something good anymore. The American dream is not real. That's not what it is. Everyone who talks about wanting to start a business, it's a lie because of these guys. And that's what this is. So they had this banner year, and David Zaslav went, well, now's the time to sell so I can get out with a fat check, instead of building something for his own, building a legacy of his own. He doesn't care about that. He cares about the money. Yeah. That's why they're doing it. But then the physical media side. If you want any preservation whatsoever of any Warner Brothers title, spend the next 2 years gathering them through whatever means necessary, I suppose. For me, that is, I'm going to be buying a lot of Blu-rays, and if I can't find a Blu-ray, I'll suck it up and buy a DVD, which I don't really do. Because these movies deserve to be preserved, and Warner, for all the shit they do, actually did have a really good preservation side. You know, it was small. They really preserved a lot of lesser known movies, but those movies deserve to be preserved. The Warner Archive line of Blu-rays is something you should look into, because that and TCM and a lot of these
Turner Classic Movies is about to go away.
Fuck. It was already screwed, and now it's just done. So if you care about movies as an art form and as an industry, as an economic titan, our only export in the U.S. really is entertainment. Like, obviously we export a few other things, but our biggest, most famous export is entertainment, whether that be plays or movies or whatever. But like, you're about to see a seismic shift in it that will be catastrophic. Like you have 2 years to really preserve these movies for yourselves, and
if that, genuinely,
and be as loud as you can. Yeah.
With the current administration, the fucking shitty ass Trump administration is incredibly pro merger acquisition. They're incredibly pro business, which is a misnomer. So I don't think it's going to take 2 years. It will not take 2 years. Anyway, the Warner Brothers Discovery merger did not take 2 years.
This is just something that check in. Like, guys, seriously, check in on this. Like, there's no version of this that's good for anybody but 12 people. Yeah. Like, it's bad for the art form. It's bad for the business.
The only silver lining I can even find, even a little bit, is of all the studios, Netflix gives blank checks more often than most. Like, you know, The Irishman and things like that. Like, no, he didn't get a second blank check. Scorsese didn't, because then he went to Apple and got a blank check from them. So like, they have a tendency to do that, but it's only for the Scorseses of the world. Yeah, it's only for the Finchers of the world. It's not for
the only silver lining I can find is that they'll probably cancel that Harry Potter show. Because Netflix cancels everything after 2 seasons.
Well, fair.
That's their whole model, dude. Like, I don't think that show is going to be as popular as people think it is. I think it will be incredibly popular, but I think it's going to be like a hate watch thing for most of these fans of Harry Potter, who are like, this isn't Harry Potter I know. Like, I think it's just going to be the same thing with anyway, it doesn't matter.
I think it's going to be even more the Harry Potter they know than the movies, because J.K. Rowling's turf ass is way more involved in this. It's just going to be the books. Like,
this sucks. Anyway,
page for page.
Long story short, this sucks. Like, really do be as loud and angry about it as you can, because this is kind of, it genuinely feels like we lost. Like, it feels like the people who love owning their movies lost. The people who love film and going to the movies lost. Like, I don't want to be too doom and gloom yet, because maybe this won't go through, but I don't think it's not going to go through. I think they're going to let this happen.
Look, this
even though there's every law in the book to like, there's no legal basis for it to go through.
Is unprecedented. Yeah, like this is like, yes, with there's nothing good that will come of this other than the Netflix share price. That is the only thing that will get better.
Yeah.
Nothing else is gained from this. Like, from a societal, from an economic perspective, nothing is gained from this.
Not at all, dude. This is terrible. Like, anyway, the long story short is just this sucks. Like, we're in a rough spot here. Anyway,
in every pot, there's nothing getting better in this world right now. So, of course this would happen to this too. Yeah. But at least we have Pride and Prejudice.
At least we have Pride and Prejudice,
which I'm pretty sure is a Time Warner movie.
I have it on Blu-ray. Any recommendations?
Let me think about it. I don't have anything. Oh no, I think I might have recommended this last time. Songs in the Key of Love by Stevie Wonder. I was listening to that all day while we were doing some cleaning in the house. That's a good fucking record. I mean, it's literally one of the best records of all time. If you have not listened to it and you have any appreciation for soul or R&B or just music, go and listen to it. It's very long. It's a very long listen, but it is worth literally some of the best songs ever written are Isn't She Lovely, Sir Duke, like those are on that record. And they're just some of the best songs ever written. Another music recommendation, I think they were very popular this year with a specific group of people. The Claro bisexual men crowd also really love Magdalena Bay, I think is the name, is how it's pronounced. I've actually heard it pronounced. The record that they put out in 2024, I can't remember the name of it. I've been listening to that a lot recently because it was showing up on a bunch of people's Spotify Wrapped. So I was like diving into it. Good fucking record. Good fucking record. As a member of the douche Claro guy crowd who also loves Claro's music, I think if you're a part of that crowd, you'll also really like Magdalena Bay. I'm sure there's a movie or something I could pull out here, but I can't remember what I've watched recently. Let me pull up my Letterboxd. Oh, My Cousin Vinny. That's what I'm going to recommend. My Cousin Vinny is one of the best movies ever. I fucking love that movie. The movie is shot and feels like a crummy, like 90s rom-com, but oh my God, it is so much better than that. Now look, don't get me wrong. I love me a crummy 90s rom-com, but that movie is so much tighter. The script for that movie and the performances of that movie are so much tighter than like the bad version of what I'm describing. I absolutely highly recommend of that. And then two really quick ones. If you're looking for a movie that feels like Christmas but isn't about Christmas in any way, shape, or form, I would watch Wonka and then Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory. Those two movies are a wonderful pairing if you just need some like feel good
joy,
sweet, delicious joy. Wonka, I feel like, was eternally slept on. I feel like the movie is so much better than people gave it credit. It's not a perfect movie by any stretch of the imagination, but God damn it, that movie is so sweet. I really love that movie. And obviously the original Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory is a fucking classic.
Yeah. My recommendations, to piggyback off the Warner thing, go to the movies. Go to the movies while you can. Like, if we can get an outpouring of these doing well, like Zootopia is doing incredibly right now, which is good. I've heard it's very good. Go to the movies while you can. Find your Alamo Drafthouse that have subscriptions, AMC Stubs list, whatever it is. Use these subscriptions to justify going to the movies. Support the movies, because there's a very good chance that with this merger that will go away as we know it now, or will become so cost inefficient that you can only go like twice a year. Like that's a very real thing that could happen. The other thing for me is physical media. I have made a list of like 80 Warner Brothers titles that I don't own that I need to now track down. I'm giving myself like 2 years. I'm going to sparse it out over that. And that's just me doing a quick search of Warner has the greatest catalog maybe of any studio ever. Back catalog, I mean. Just do that, whether you own them on a Plex server or whether you own them any other way you want to own them. For me, physical media is my thing. I love owning the discs. Do that. Start getting these movies, because the second Netflix gets them, if they're even remotely not profitable to Netflix, you will never see them again. They will be locked on a service they may drop them on a service once or twice a year for a very short amount of time, and for the vast majority of them, never again. And physical media production will stop, which means they can just edit those movies all they want, and you'll never have a backup of what really, all that kind of shit. I'm looking at this on the shelf that you can't see. Is kind of just some movies I've acquired from like Facebook lots and stuff like that like I haven't seen. I don't really know if I want to own, but I'll watch them and see. So like a bunch of Warner Brothers titles such as Jupiter Ascending and Hereafter and The Legend of Tarzan and San Andreas are now movies that I will just keep, even if I don't like them, because at this point, I have to be my own library, which is like never something I wanted to do. Like I wanted my collection to be vast, but still curated, where it's like every movie I own is something that's like I can justify owning. Even if it's not a great movie, I have some connection to it. And now I'm much more of the opinion of like, do I need to start buying VHSs if I don't own a copy of that movie on VHS so I have something of it? Yeah. Like that's how I'm starting to feel now. And it's really frustrating because I really have been strict about like, no, I'll own a couple of DVDs, but really it's a Blu-ray 4K thing. And then the VHS, I'll own horror VHSs, which are behind me. You can see like Scream behind me. For fun. But now I'm like, okay, I guess I need to start preserving these things myself. And so that is very much how I feel. And that is very much what I'm going to be doing is really just, if I have to, at this point, if I acquire a movie from some kind of bulk lot, it's going to be a movie I have to really not like to want to get rid of. Like,
it has to be pretty foul. There has to be like a really good, it has to be morally problematic for you to not want to keep it.
That's where I'm at. Yeah. So it's a frustrating time. But anyway, not to be too doom and gloom. Kill Bill, the whole bloody affair. Tarantino's an idiot, but I saw that in theaters and it was fantastic.
Go watch a Paul Dano movie.
Go watch a Paul Dano. Go watch The Batman. Go watch Little Miss Sunshine. Go watch
Cowboys and Aliens.
Cowboys and Aliens. Dude, I have a weird nostalgia for that for like four different reasons. Like, I kind of can't help it.
The movie sucks, but I genuinely love it. Like,
anyway, so you got a bunch of recommendations. You got a bunch of things you should be on the lookout for and doing some research on and buying and owning and whatever. So go do those things. Or don't. I don't know. Live your life.